Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This was a little late, about 3 minutes late, but we've got the semifinals game, the one semifinal game I really care about the most between my second favorite team, Minnesota United, and Sporting Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City having the best record right now in the league because Toronto was down in the first round and Philadelphia was down in the first round. And Toronto and Philadelphia had the first two records in the best records in the league, and the best in the West is Sporting Kansas City. They're looking to play the defending champs, number 2 in the Western Conference Final. Number 4, Minnesota, in their second ever year, who had a decent year last year, went to the playoffs. This year, they've won their first playoff series, and they are trying to advance to the Western Conference Finals, where they would play Seattle in the Western Conference Finals for their first ever Western Conference Finals. And the Red Bulls are my favorite team, but my second favorite team is Minnesota United. So I hope Minnesota. And also, it's kind of been a rough year for the Minnesota sports. The Vikings have been up and down. Minnesota college football team has been up and down. The Wild haven't been great. Here's a chance in front. Minnesota moving it, holds it, a pass in front, has to cross that one. Oh, and he dove down to kick it on goal, and then he just fanned on the ball, and it'll be a goal kick. What a chance for United. Oh, also, you'll see this will end up being like a homer stream. So if Sporting Kansas City scores, it'll be like, they score, goal. And if Minnesota United scores, I'm going to get hyped. But anyway, the Wild have had they got to the playoffs, but they lost in overtime, 11 seconds in their series to Vancouver Canucks. The Twins were one of the teams that they thought had a real good chance to get to the World Series, and I don't even think they won a game in the playoffs. They lost to their defending conference champions, Houston Astros, and what other Minnesota? The Timberwolves won the first pick, but they had like the second worst record in all of basketball. It's been a rough year for Minnesota sports. So here's Kansas City bringing it up. Tries to toe that one. Hold for the point. That shot is going to be saved. And the rebound. Kept back and kicked away. Or actually, oh no, City is in white. Excuse me. The chance in front, the fan was actually a KC chance, and the goalie save right here actually was a KC save. So that was a chance for United. United in white and KC in blue. So just hold on one second while I get some of the rosters up. I should have done earlier, but me. Here's a chance United bringing it up, and a penalty coming up against Kansas City on Gresco. Sporting Kansas City came in as one of the top teams to win the championship, to win the cup. And they have really played like it. They've got a lot of offense. They did not have a great year last year, but they're looking to have that. They almost lost to San Jose, and in penalty kicks, they were able to go back of a Wondolowski miss in his final game on his final shot in penalty kicks and then score their own. They really survived against San Jose, the 8 seed. So now they're put up against a 4-seeded Minnesota that was given they were given a vexing task. Colorado is a young team. They can play well. Can you get past them? What can you do? Like Minnesota passed with flying colors. The Minnesota-Colorado rivalry continues, and it really worked for them. But now they've got this Sporting Kansas City team, and I think this is a real test for both teams, especially that the hottest team right now, you got to play Seattle coming into the Cup final. And Seattle really worked their way in LAFC, and they battled through Dallas, and they were able to pass their test. So this is a huge test for both players. KC moving in for a big hit. Big hit. No penalty called. KC moves in with room. Here's Jervins, and Jervins goes down, and no penalty called. The refs are holding in their whistles. United will bring this one in a header, trying to get the ball, trying to keep it. There's a tackle, still moving to the side, and the goalie wants a penalty call against Minnesota. They will get one finally. You can see the breath coming out of players like Metanire out of there. You can see it. It's really cold in Kansas City. This is December soccer, folks. This is playoff soccer, and it's very physical, as we saw. Several benches were calling for penalties, didn't call one, and then this tripping on Patain is what gets called, and Kansas City will have the ball on a free kick. So they are back. This team, they are back for real. KC moving it with room. Back for Freeman. And then over to Espinosa, and this ball will come out. Talking about creating ways to find ways to win games. It doesn't look like you're going to win. This ball gets bottled up to center. Still moved on the side. Good pass in front. Then another pass in front. This will be intercepted away and given over to Minnesota goalie. To take. In Dane St. Clair, who was able to make the save, and then he will kick it down. Moved on a stretch pass. Here's a chance for United. Holding it still. Waiting with room. And that shot will be blocked for a corner. 11 minutes in. No score here. Here's the corner. That's kicked in front and then headed back out by Kansas City, which forces another Minnesota corner. Molino is in front, as well as Finley. Finley and Molino would add the objective of trying to deflect this in. Here's Alonso. Kicks this one in deep for a header. That's deflected out of play as well by Kansas City, but it's not. It's too far for a corner, so it will go for a throw-in. Kansas City have worked Minnesota backwards. Throw-in, that's basically detected pretty well. This is kicked to the corner, and Kansas City will loop this back to center. And fight for the ball, still on the line. Sporting KC trying to get their momentum. That was a good flip pass. Looks for one, and defensively, Minnesota is there. It'll be scooped up by St. Clair, who will dish the ball back to the defenders. Working in their own zone now, Kansas City will try a pressured look to make sure that nobody gets out, that they chase the ball. That will easily be able to take it back to Leclerc. That will be good for Minnesota, for us, to get piled off the line. This is kicked and deflected all the way back to St. Clair, who will now try to go with the goal kick. No, he'll just boot it back. Here's a stretch pass to center. Boots it over to the wing. Has room. They've had a lot of space on the wings. There is a crossing pass. That got blocked. Trying to pass it in front. Kept over by Minnesota. This tried the stretch pass. That'll be intercepted away. And now Kansas City will break. Their stretch line pass to center worked out. They have speed. They'll move it over for a stretch pass. They have a 2-on-1. Moving it over. Save. Rebound. Too far for Kansas City to collect. And they had an open net. It was a 2-on-1. It was the pass in front. St. Clair was down. And let's see if this is onside. He did get back onside. It's an onside play. He stretched the defense thin. And Kansas City had a 2-on-1 and pass rebound. But the save by St. Clair made sure that the open net, he was not able to stash it through. It will be a corner. Did not go off of Kansas City. This looped in front for a header, deflected out by Minnesota, but kept in by Kansas City. Here's Boutine. Boutine looking for the cross. Goes by one. Goes for a header. Save. Rebound. Kansas City saying that went over the line. Kansas City is screaming that ball went over the line. The ref said no. It's continuing. They're going to have to look at this upstairs. But Kansas City was screaming on the bench that this ball went over the line. I don't think it ever did. The referees are getting a call on the phone, but to see if this ball crossed the goal line. It crossed. It looked like it was rolling towards the line, and it hit the line, and then it got booted out, and they immediately called. I'm just going to see if this is offside. Don't think so, but they immediately called that it was. Here's the ball. That did not go across the line. Let's watch it again. It's crossed in front, and then the header, that was stopped. That was stopped. That was stopped by the glove of St. Clair. There is no way that ball goes past the line. Here's number 97, St. Clair. Here's the header going up, and that's a save. That's a save at the line. Getting a back off in 2008 type save with the glove. What a stop by St. Clair. And what a fantastic save. He started the last 14 matches, regular season and playoff, for Minnesota. 7 shutouts in the last 14, including last week's Western Conference quarterfinal game against Colorado. This kick to center. Kansas City will move it in again. They try their stretch pass, and LeClaire gets right out of the net and kicks it out. So Kansas City will have a throw-in. This has been scary because they've had a lot of good chances Kansas City has had for the first goal. Here they'll go for the cross. This booted up in. Still a chance. They can't collect. And now Minnesota will clear it, but it's kept in. The pass to the line. Kansas City's been the better of the team. Forced out, and now it will be a throw-in for Minnesota. Oh, my goodness. Just all the chances that Minnesota has had in this game. Kansas City has had in this game. Minnesota free kick coming now. This will be lined to center. And kept with Minnesota moving it. Holding back to center for their own. And then stretching it. There's a save by LeClaire as it's looped over the side. Minnesota will bring this ball. They're going to have to have a lot more offensive chances. They have not had the same amount of chances, not been able to generate. And we've seen teams like Seattle and Columbus find wins in the semifinals where they don't generate a lot of offense, but they will defensively keep a less offensively talented team down long enough where they will survive, even if they don't score 2, 3, 4 goals. Kansas City will pull this again and move that away back defensively. Minnesota pursue. Great play, but a Minnesota player went down. Minnesota wants a penalty. Not going to give one. And, I don't think that was a penalty, frankly, even though that would have been good for Minnesota. Here's that stretch pass. Good defensive play by Minnesota. Kansas City had the chance. There is no penalty called. The Kansas City player slowly gets back up to his feet, looking for the cross. Try to slide that one in front. And Minnesota is easily able to take that, and it will rip to center. Kansas City, though, pulls it away, and they break out. They look for numbers. Cross that one to the side. Holds back, kept in the line. Still, that was an interception that was able to be made. He deked him out with some good footwork. Minnesota brings it up to center. Trying to get that foot race. Now does. Finally goes to center and then back heels it through. They bring in more numbers. Looking for a legitimate chance on goal. Pushing in forwards for that door. They try to cross it in front. Blocked away. And that is blocked out of play. So it'll be a Minnesota throw-in. Give me 1 second. That crossed to center again. Here's a cross in front. They can't get that away. Minnesota haven't had their chance for a pass, maybe for a shot on goal. Intercepted. Minnesota intercepts it. Here, they gotta get a shot on net here. Shot blocked. Big block by them. Then another pummeling shot was not hit correctly, and it finds its way out of play. Not out of play, excuse me. It finds its way wide. So it will be a goal kick. Kick it back. And then just back to the defender. Who goes back to the goalie? No, go back to the left defender. Kansas City trying to break out. They'll boot this to center. And then Kansas City wants more room. Backheel pass. And they say that was a penalty because the foot was in the way. Free kick coming up for Kansas City. They'll move it up. They try to break with numbers. There's a corner cross. That's blocked. Kept that away. Also, just so you guys know, I also don't like Sporting Kansas City that much anyway. It's kind of easier to root for them and root against the team. You'll find that sometimes it is easier at times, even though I love Minnesota, it is easier at times to root against a team, which will help you root for a team. You root against a team that you really don't like, that you don't like them more than you like that other team. Not the case here, but just referencing that. Getting out of bounds and getting inbounds, and now the referee is saying his feet were out of bounds when he passed the ball. So this is Minnesota ball. That's garbage. That I don't know. I don't agree with the penalty, or not the penalty, with the call. Minnesota back at center again. Or excuse me, not Minnesota. Kansas City back at center again. Moving this still. Looking for numbers. Now Minnesota try to break, and they'll kick it back to the Kansas City goalkeeper. And that's just a quick little kick there. Back to the goalkeeper. They pressure big. So here comes a booming goal kick. all the way to center, trying to position back. Minnesota is pointing, and Kansas City is pointing, and another call against United. Because he tried to press it through, and that did not go, and kicked back again, and offside against Kansas City. Minnesota will get a break. This will be kicked back again, and another call against Minnesota. This one is offside. We're in the 24th minute, and there's no score. Between the number one team still standing in the league and in the Western Conference, third best team in the regular season, Sporting Kansas City, trying to head for a home visit next week, or actually forget when it is, against Seattle in the Western Conference Final, and Minnesota trying to continue their great playoff run.
Minnesota coach Adrian Heath joining us now live on the headset from Children's Mercy Park. That was quite the start, Adrian. How do you feel about your team position right now?
Well, we gave away two really good chances in the first 5 minutes. We allowed them too much time on the ball without defensive third. But in between that, we looked dangerous on the ball. We just got to step to the ball a little bit more, get a bit more composure when we play out the back and then we back.
Adrian, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Still on the line. Minnesota trying to get out of there. There's a line pass to center. This will roll. And no Minnesota players are back, but they have Kansas City defenders back, so they'll deal with that. They showed this chance before that was this that is airmailed by Kansas City.
Their opener against San Jose, his first career playoff goal. That's his year in the league. Well, you know, that got young Woodsbury also got a couple of options.
Here's a shot in front, a shot, score! Score! 1-0 Minnesota! I missed it, but there was a ball that rolled to the goal line. Miller never got it. Minnesota is up, and a few fans here are in delirium. Minnesota 1, Kansas City 0. It was a turnover by Minnesota at the line. And it caught Kansas City by surprise. It went off the glove of the netminder, and against these top teams, you don't want to be chasing, you want to chase. So it's 1-0. Minnesota United. And United are going to go for more. Pass in front for the middle, intercepted by Kansas City. They will have to go get it equalized. There's a Minnesota player fell down because he hit one of the referees.
legends of MLS, or I'm sorry, I should say of American soccer. Look at what he's done now. Goals, 2 of them made to the last 2 games. In fact, over the last 9 Minnesota goals that they have scored, all of them have had 1, if not 2, of Molino, Reynoso, and Lund involved. That front 3 has been absolutely on fire when they combine for another.
Here's a chance across in front, blocked away, and then kept to the side as it's continued away with Kansas City. They're still looking for that tying goal, even though Minnesota's up 1-0. They've been a better defensive team. But what a chance, what an opportunity that Minnesota was able to put in early at the 26th minute of this game. I was in disbelief, too. The fact they'd come this early and score, I kind of almost thought the ball was offside. But it does count as a goal. It goes to center and looped in front again. Still carried. They move a sliding pass. Stayed at center. A drop pass from center again, and it's taken away by Kansas City. Looking for the pass. 11 out of the 13 teams that scored first won the playoff series that they were playing in, or game, whatever you call it. So history and statistics is on Minnesota's side. Molino with the goal. He was the one that got the goal. There is an offside. Here is a cross, and it's blocked away, out of play. As it got launched down. Here's a throw-in from the line for Kansas City, looking for the open outlet, which they cannot find yet. Still off the side. Kansas City trying to keep it in. It's not in. It went out off the line. Minnesota will have the throw-in. This will get skipped close to center. Big hit, a collision at center again. Argentinian youngster is the one able to make that play as it's taken away. Minnesota has to get this ball back and out of harm's reach as Kansas City pressure. This ball gets spun away again, and he spins and goes off his leg. So Reynoso, who did not make the play, but then another turnover by Kansas City, but another turnover by Minnesota. But this time it's going to be a penalty, and Alonso, who fell down, a penalty against Kansas City. Really see this Sporting KC soccer team just unravel. They're getting frustrated, and they've been the better team, but they've turned the ball. They turned over the ball a lot. And, you know, that's a problem. Kept off the side. Slid out in front. They have the pass again, off the side again. Keep the pass on the side. Look for a cross in front. Shot. Save. Saved by Vaya. Oh, man. That was a shot that 2-0 would have been huge. But he makes the save, which is big for his team. Kansas City moving the ball out of their own side, cross to center. There actually are fans in here, which is pretty cool. In Kansas City. They've had fans for their teams all year long. Not for the Royals, but the baseball actually had a rule on no fans. But the Chiefs have had fans at home all year long, and so has Sporting Kansas City. And they're going to need their fans' energy more than ever now. Down 1-0 in the Western Conference semifinals to underdog Minnesota. So work at center. Juggled it. And then got it back from center again. Delayed the tap pass, which is what they got. That was a streamlined pass, which will hook to the right side. Then they pass back again. And then a pass back to the right side. Still working there. Passed it back. Minnesota with room. They shoot to the net. There's a shot. Score! 2-0 Minnesota! An erection! Reynoso was in front. And he directed this ball in. Actually, it's Molino's second. Reynoso to Molino again. Now, they're going to check to see if this is offside. But it stands as an onside goal right now. And I think the entire Kansas City thought this ball was offside. Because when he looked this through, Reynoso is just a perfect pass. And Molino is right there, suspended in midair, wide open. And he just chips this ball into the empty net to make it 2-0 Minnesota. It will stand. Kevin Molino's been prolific, and it's his second goal of this game. And Kansas City really thought that was an offside. They've tried the video review on the goal line. They've tried it. They just can't find a way. This broke to the goalie who has to immediately kick it because Minnesota comes after it. And Minnesota, after being outplayed for the first 25 minutes of this game, have come out in droves. Got this 2-0 lead, which talked about getting that first goal was huge. Run support even better in there. And back to center again. Closes in. And backdoor again. Kansas City needs breaks, and they need them quickly. Spun to the line. Keeping it through. Holding it back. Moving for more room. Cover. And then looking for a screen. Two men went down. The ball is going to be a Minnesota goal kick. Much to the chagrin of this crowd. Minnesota went to the playoffs their first year against the LA Galaxy, but they did not fare well in that game. And obviously, how the tides have turned. LA Galaxy having the worst record in the MLS, being the first team to get eliminated from the playoffs. But on Minnesota's side, win a playoff series, and right now they've got the best team in the West on the ropes. But you do wonder if Seattle feels like they're getting all the breaks that they need. Like, they don't have to play Portland. They might not have to play Kansas City, but still, you've got to show up. And they had showed up in that game. 2 nights ago, I believe it was, against Dallas. Minnesota showing up here big time against Kansas City with 7 minutes left until the first part of stoppage time before the first 45. At the first 45. Minnesota can stall as well if they want, maybe a substitution. Corner this one in front. Score! It's 3-0! Unbelievable, and you wonder if they're going to have to pull the Kansas City goalie here. And was that Molino? If that was Molino, that's a hat trick. I'll see again if that was Molino. No, Devasi. Devasi in front, I believe. And Molino was in there, but that's Devasi with a header past the goalie to make it 3-0 Minnesota. Going to the half. Wow. I understand how that would be. Three points for Molino, 2 goals and an assist. As Kansas City is trying to get on the board. They let up 3 goals in this half. Pass that one to the side. Trying to move past. Trying to get something going for Kansas City. They need something. Giroux is bottomed down. There's going to be a penalty coming up against Minnesota, and this is not going to be well for the United late in this half, as Kansas City are very close to the goal where that penalty on Alonso was picked up. Reynoso, the captain, is still arguing this. But right now, they have a spot at the corner, hugging the post is St. Clair, who since the flurry of goals has not faced too much. But remember how titanic he was early in this game, where it would have been 1-0 Kansas City, maybe even more, as that was blocked off, and Minnesota sends it out to Kansas City sends it out to their goalie, who kicked this one across, looking for a pass, and this one will go to the line, holding it. That was a clear pass by the goalie, then blocked again and blocked away. In the 41st minute, this first half closing down, it is Minnesota 3, Kansas City 0. Sprints across the middle. Minnesota has numbers. Looking for the jugular here. Here's a shot save. Rebound loose and covered up. Kansas City not getting their breaks. Blocked out, and Kansas City was yelling for a yellow card. That's what they're getting. Reynoso and Diaz going to check in for Kansas City. Their first substitution. Or no, that was not a substitution. He fell down out of bounds and was just hustling back into the play. I apologize on that. Reynoso would have been one of the more prolific players. He got 2 assists in this game as well, and including that perfect pass. So you don't want him to be in penalty trouble in this game, or if Minnesota advance in the conference final against the Seattle Sounders, the defending champions. They're still the defending champions until they lose. Pass in front. Drop this back. And that one, it'll be Russell had an intended pass that did not find any of the recipients. It goes right to the goal for St. Clair, who's going to take his time. He'll boot this down. That headed out of bounds. 2 minutes left till stoppage time between Minnesota and Kansas City. I really think, I mean, these guys have played well, but I really think for Minnesota, what would be an interesting philosophy at the end of the first half just to do to kind of slow this game down. Well, you want to keep it rapid, but maybe make a substitution. There's a pass to the goal that gets blocked out by a Kansas City defender. And they're on their last legs. And not only that are they on their last legs, but they're on their heels. They're on their heels, and Minnesota is on their toes. And in that way, you know, just in the right way. They're just pushing Kansas City back with all of this momentum, with all of these chances. A corner in front. And Molino just got the pass back. They work it in the middle, looking for the corner. That is blocked up in the air. And an offside call against Minnesota. It'll be rolled back, and a ferocious goal kick is going to find its way into Minnesota territory. Is that a handball? Not sure. And Minnesota will just boot this out. That'll be a chance for a Kansas City throw-in late in the first half for an opportunity on goal. Faked the cross down, lined it in, blocked away, and booted out, which will cause another Kansas City throw-in. See if Busio is going to have any big chances. He's a very fast player. Gets himself in the areas for scoring quite often. Is that back to the line? Circled again. Looking for a pass. Intercepted. Taken away to center. And then intercepted by Kansas City. The late goal will do them well. One at a time in stoppage. That's blocked away. Minnesota, no need to really score here, just to make sure that you don't give up a goal before the 45 comes off. They will rush with numbers in the final 30 seconds of the first half. Reynoso with room. Reynoso had the pass. To the line, they work back at center. 15 seconds left in the first half. Kansas City will break it, and they're pressured. Still intercepted and taken back by KC. Ref probably won't blow the whistle unless they're not threatening. And Kansas City is threatening. Here's a pass in front. Looking for a pass. Going down. Goalie will touch it. There's no penalty. No penalty on the play. So that's good for Minnesota. That was really frightening. Leclerc will hold the ball. And the final 3 whistles go. That's the end of the half. Minnesota 3, Kansas City nothing. At the end of the first half, a surprising first half, Minnesota finds a way to score 3 goals. The goalkeeper in Sporting Kansas City, the home team, home crowd, not happy. Home team will go to the locker room wondering what is happening. And Minnesota is 45 minutes and stoppage away from their first trip to the Western Conference Final. Molino 2 goals, Devasi the third, 3-0. United. Maybe go to the half. All right. I'll talk a little bit if anybody wants, but there's not really too much to talk about, so just kind of go that way until this half is over. Till the half is over, I'm going to broadcast some more.
coronavirus vaccine first, and when new details on the plan. If this is going to change the movie business forever. A major movie studio's big announcement. How we'll see blockbuster films.
All right, so still commercial, obviously, but soon this half time will end, and we'll get ready for the second half to start. Minnesota trying to find a way to keep that 3-0 lead and finish it off and win it. And head to the conference final against Seattle. Hey, Josh! What's going on? Minnesota. Oh, let me check to see if you can watch this. Just give me 1 second.
Get Spectrum TV for just $44.99 a month when bundled with free on demand and the Spectrum TV app and no contract. Call 1-833-969-4499. Tony, what are you doing in my house?
I just came back from my game. Oh, okay. Hope you did good. I hope you did good. Not sure what happened. In this game so far, Sporting Kansas City has the third best record in the whole league. The best record still standing. The best record in the West. They dominated play in the first 25 minutes, including a ball that looked like it crossed the goal line at first. 4-1 win. Congratulations. A ball that looked like it crossed the goal line at first, but the goalie for Minnesota, St. Clair, put the glove down and was able to sweep it past the goal line just before it crossed. So Kansas City was doing fantastic as the #1 team in the West. Since then, Minnesota has potted 3 goals in a 13-minute span to take a 3-0 lead in their second ever season, in their first ever trip to the second round. They're up 3-0 against heavily favored Sporting Kansas City. Also, I said at the beginning of the stream, I'll just tell you now, this is like the Canucks stream. It's like a homer stream since they're my second favorite team, where if Kansas City scores, it's going to be like, score. Ugh. But if Minnesota scores, as if you want to rewatch this one, that when this video is done, or if they score, you'll see I get hyped when Minnesota scores. And Minnesota this is in Kansas City, scored 3 unanswered goals, and also there's player with Molino with 2 goals and an assist. He's got 3 points. They've also there's also their captain has 2 points and 2 assists for Minnesota, Relena. And this Kansas City team is unraveling. They're starting to argue and yell at the refs and stuff and stupid things. And Minnesota's just playing. So it's awesome. Let me just check to see if you can watch it. I know it's on Fox in the United States. I'm going to try to see if you can watch it in Canada. Yeah, you can watch it on TSN 1. Josh, if you're there, if you can hear me, if you can watch it on TSN 1. And also, I just want to let you know, you can do the trivia for hockey as well. But TSN 1 is where this game is on. We're at halftime right now.
Sometimes you need to be awakened. You need that switch to be flipped. And that just came around and just kind of circled there, looked a little bewildered, and then it laid a path of destruction for that last point.
Today was one of the weirdest games you had. All right, enlighten me. Tell me.
And it all starts for me with that save. That ball goes in, and St. Clair doesn't save that. It's a completely different game. You need that one moment, and that was that switch right there. Do not look at the depth. Right in his little red eye, staring to your soul. Look at his eyes. They've done it
So see if Minnesota can advance. I mean, 3-0 leads have been blown before in multiple sports, but man, Minnesota's just since the first 25 minutes when they were outplayed have just been playing awesome.
You were made to move, and now it's time to get things done. You're in the driver's seat, chasing green lights, and you know those roads like the back of your hand. You're shaped by where you've been, but you're always looking forward with confidence. Continental Tire, for what you do.
It's your grandma and grandpa.
Line, drink some water. We pace ourselves, the holidays never have to end. What's that carrot in there? Tough news, that's your snowman.
Is that snowball?
Yeah.
Those things nice.
Go online, drink up your snowman,
I drink it because I love it.
and pace yourself. You're the only one that finds out. This December, Fox Nation has everything you love about the holiday season. It's your all-American Christmas. Sunday on Fox. Alvin Kamara and the Saints look to remain the top seed in the NFC as they face the Falcons.
I think we put up about 20 shots in like 2 minutes. It was just rebound after rebound until we finally scored. That happens in NHL games. Yeah, that's not fantastic, but at least you get the shots on goalies. The worst is when, you lose 3-0 and, you have the shots on goals. We've seen that in the playoffs plenty of times. Thatcher Demko, Dwayne Rollison coming to mind. Yeah, so, if you want to keep talking about that, you can talk about that, or later on, even during the game, you can ask me NHL trivia. I don't care. I actually enjoy that.
That's why I chose an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan from United Healthcare. It's the kind of plan with predictable out-of-pocket costs. Plus, the plan I chose has a low to 0% chance of copays. It's a sunny day for me.
Honey, you're doing it.
I'll stop.
The only Medicare supplement plans with the AARP name. Medicare supplement plans have no networks and no referrals, so you can take charge.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear lots of you have discovered a real Hawaiian favorite, Big Wave Golden Ale. That's the good kind of stuff, yeah, bro. Maybe it's the island flavor that makes each sip taste like a little vacation. That's a whole lot of little vacation right there, huh, bro? That's like a big vacation. Really hard. What life, right? Big Wave Golden Ale from Corona.
Catch football on Fox 5. Brought to you locally by Toyota.
On Monday, we bring you the Western Conference Final live on FS1. We will be either in Kansas City or Seattle for that one. We're 45 minutes away from heading to Seattle. Then 5 days later on Saturday, December 12th, MLS Cup comes your way live right here on Fox. Minnesota halfway towards reaching their first ever conference final, commanding 3-0 lead over Sporting KC. The second 45 on the backside.
All right, so on a second.
Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
Yeah, I did get it. Tommy just sent it to you. If you want to hang out, man, we got the Minnesota United and we got Sporting Kansas City. 3-0 Minnesota. What a half it's been. Ah, wow. That is crazy. But you won 4-1. Nice. Another win. You guys are just firing on all cylinders. You're like Minnesota United tonight. That's crazy.
Did you know that 70% of the soils in your clothes are invisible? Under UV light, you see the invisible dirt trapped deep down. Try new Tide Pods Hygienic Clean Heavy Duty.
Yeah, no. That's what I thought you were saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you said. But that's what I meant. Like, they put in their own net. It's crazy, crazy game.
Try Tide Hygienic Clean with a 100% money back guarantee. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
Waiting so far. Still commercial waiting for this game. I would have asked to do the NFL predictions, but I don't think it's really going to work because the game is just about to start here in Kansas City, where there are fans and they need their team to step it up. They're down 3-0 to Minnesota.
As much as they would have come in with confidence and hope and expectation, momentum to be 3-0 up and be in this sort of
It'll be skipped off the line. And Minnesota will get ready for a throw-in here. Minnesota bringing it up. Back off center. Oh, nice. 4-1. Good win. Minnesota's going to bring it up off of center. And they'll push for some space. Moving back again. Far back pass. Which is wheeled away. Still. Defensively, this will be a pass to center. And then at the line again. Here comes a line pass. Still dropped and then crosses that one over the middle. And it's kept in again. And then pass from the line as well. Here's Kansas City looking to try to get back on the scoreboard. A cross, that hit nobody. Nobody was able to put a head on it or a leg on it or a toe. So it will be a goal kick for Minnesota. 10 games left. Nice. Russell from Kansas City goes down off of that pass. He was tripped. So I believe it will be Minnesota ball. Kansas City ball. Don't jinx it. Knock on wood. Hopefully that will win the NFC East. There's a cross in the middle. Headed up. Gotten away. There's a shot blocked again. Another shot blocked. And there's a line pass to center. And then line to center again. Now KC will break. And then blocked on away. Minnesota. A little bit of a start of sloppy passing here. See who will get the first few chances. Here who's going to get the first chance in the second half. Really going to have a chance on goal. And now blocked away by KC down the field all the way to Leclerc, the goalie. He has to get away from Minnesota from a Kansas City defender. And finally, we'll scoop that down. And that was probably the best chance. That was going to be a good chance. That was just line drive blocked, as it looked like Minnesota had just made an extra pass. They try to dribble along center, and it gets kicked out. That's true, but Dallas does sometimes win against teams that you don't expect them to make moves. You guys are playing Baltimore. Baltimore right now, I won't say you're unraveling, but they've got a lot of issues to solve, especially with their injury problems. They probably will make the playoffs, but getting swept by the Steelers was not manageable. And it's not a gimme for Baltimore at all against Dallas, although it is an easier game. Cornered and kept over the line. Minnesota, they'll play catch some more and then booted out by Kansas City. Take it defensively to their goal. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I didn't expect the Ravens to really tumble like that. We look at teams that are tumbling. Look at Kansas City. Still not able to get the ball out. Now, Minnesota just does it for them by backpedaling. Lined off there and passed in the middle and crossed out off the line. Passed over to the middle, then taken back by Kansas City, moving with space and room. McSorley will save the day. Memes aside, he's actually a good quarterback. Why? Because he throws it like a dime? I enjoy those memes. But no, he is good. I personally like Hackenberg better in Pittsburgh and Penn State. But yeah, he's a decent quarterback. He didn't play well at the end of that game, but I think maybe they would have had a better chance and they almost won too. They had a good opportunity. Speaking of almost winning, here comes Minnesota looking for the pass in front, blocked away. That was 4-0 right on the leg and the foot. It just never went. Yeah. The DiNucci memes, too, were quite enjoyable. But DiNucci, we've seen, is not good. Not a good quarterback. At least in the NFL. Here's a Chance for Minnesota in front, across, and a save by LeClaire. Great save by LeClaire. And he shuts the door on Kansas City. Off the line, they'll wait to try to throw in. Yeah. I don't know his first name, so I don't know if that's his first name. Back over to center and placed back again. Couple of turnovers. Ball off the circle. And then across in front, big save. And his feet were on the line, knocked the ball, so it will count in. They'll roll it across. Here comes. Oh. Here comes Kansas City, right down the field, looking for their chance. Try to back for a cross, and it was deflected out by Minnesota, so it will be, I believe, a Kansas City throw-in. Not sure if it'll be a throw-in or a cross. We'll see. A substitution for Kansas City. Busso gets out and Kindle is on. They'll try to cross it back again. And now taken back by Kansas City, moving for more room. 2 men went down. LeClaire wants a penalty. The goalie wants penalty coming up against Kansas City. He's not going to get one. Minnesota takes that ball away and moves off the line. A soft pass in the middle. Remember, Minnesota was on their heels, or toes, or whatever I call it, for the first 25 minutes. In the first half, we've played 10 in the second half. See how it goes. Pass over to the middle. They try to. That was a little bit of a lazy pass in the middle. Probably should have ran a bit more before he made his pass because they had numbers going. And there will be a call coming up against Minnesota. And they're arguing, but right now still nothing. Back to center. Looking over for a cross. They made the pass. They line that one in, and it's trying to be blocked out. Kept in by Kansas City. There's a cross that's blocked away. Minnesota, for their credit, they haven't done too much offensively, and they've been hemmed in their end a lot in this first half, but they've been very good defensively while blocking shots. tried to cross it and went between the legs. Kansas City moves it again. There's a Kansas City player laboring down, kind of limping. It goes right to the gloves of LeClaire, who will hold. Hold on a second. Oh, you see my hair. I had to really move it better. Cross to the side and went to center, and it'll be crossed in there. Then Minnesota trying to get it out, running the line, and that'll be out. It'll be crossed in and then taken back by Minnesota because that was a clearance pass that did not go. And it'll spun back to the defender, then goes to the goal. The goalie will kick this to center and then goes for a stretch pass. Here's Kansas City with numbers. In the 60th minute, we've got 90 minutes left till 30 minutes left till 90. Then goes to LeClaire, who makes the save, and he'll go with the ball. Goes right to the goal. And right to LeClaire. Back to center, moved ahead. Then that's taken away. Espinoza over, try to center. Taken back by Minnesota. They're going to have to push here. There's a shot, save made, rebound, and he covers up. Fourth save of this game, but he's let in 3 goals. That's poked back. Kansas City trying to move this ball well. A good sliding play to keep the ball going for Minnesota. They'll have their chance. Number 7, Molino. Number 7 in white, Molino is looking for the hat trick. But a good on rush by Kansas City will bring it up, and their offense is so prolific that they could score 3 unanswered goals. They had to. Here's a chance. Shot blocked. Good block there. Holding it. Steps aside. Still has the ball. Taps it off for a teammate. Then tried to cross this one in front, and it goes back to the line. Holding it. Waiting. To the side again. Side door. There's a shot. Big block. Big block down low. Cost his body to make the play. A fantastic block by off the calf, and he's still down, but they definitely had to make that block. It's not just kicking a ball. Those, when they're kicked that hard with that velocity from that range, they hurt. But Jasper made a big block down low that really He really went down to make that block, and he really helped his goalie too, who they played together in college. Gasper's still limping here, and he's definitely got to go out. He really took just a whack with that block, but he had to do it. He had to make that block. It was a terrific block, and it helps his team out immensely. That one's crossed in front, and then bicycle kick back to center. It's back to the goal. Minnesota's done well here to come back as Kansas City still moves it along. Holding, they need a chance. Blocked again. The amount of blocks in the second half by Minnesota is just staggering. Went across and kicked out, so St. Clair can go take it. I apologize, but I kept saying LeClaire. His name is St. Clair. He's a great goalie who is pitching right now a shutout. Was not let up a goal in these playoffs. At all. Taken there by Molino, who makes a move. Molino goes down. There'll be a penalty coming up against Kansas City. Molino will finally get back up. This will come across again. Came across the center again. Good slide tackle. Molino stretches this one. Here comes Molino. Good pass. And they put it back. We should say, though, if they can keep up against Kansas City, we'll see what they could do if they do advance against Seattle in the toughest of moments in that building in the Western Conference Final, knowing that if they could knock off Seattle, if they do get past Kansas City, they would advance to the Cup Final and possibly even have home field against. I'm not sure how it works with Columbus if they have a home record. I have to look at that, but definitely you look at and then you get New England, the amazing 8 seed. This push back almost had a real passing chance for Minnesota, but Kansas City finally to try to get it out. Molino now, and it's kicked back. Trying to get away from pursuing Minnesota offensive player. Now they will push for more. Goes over to center and drops it back. Here's Reynoso, a shot and a save made. This ball skips. Now the goal kick. Launched itself out of the line. And it'll be a Kansas City throw-in. Substitution coming up. For Sporting KC, Gerso, who's had a decent night, is off. Hurtado will play the final 23 minutes. Or more if Kansas City can tie it. Passed in there. He goes down. That'll be a penalty against Minnesota, another one. No yellow card, though. There was that one yellow card against Reynoso late in the first half. St. Clair has been really vocal, and he is making sure his team is on alignment. Hugs the right post. Russell gets ready for this play. This is an excellent chance for Kansas City to get on the board and cut this lead to 2. Three saves for St. Clair, 4 saves for the goalie on the other end. Blocked by the wall. They keep it in. Off the right side, spinning, but great defense there. And Reynoso blocked it and sent it out. It'll be a Kansas City corner. They switch kickers. This time it'll be Russell who's taken most of the special team plays. They're going to have to get this ball in deep. Russell will have a high clearance that's blocked away by Minnesota. Shot in and then kept back. And here come the Minnesota United. And kicked all the way high and wide and down to the goalie. He could go with a simple pass or go with a goal kick. He goes with the simple pass to the left side. 54% of possession has gone to Minnesota. 46% has gone to the trailing team, Kansas City. So even though Kansas City has had a lot of rushes, specifically in the second half, they have not had the higher number in possession. Here comes Russell on the right side. Russell moving by 2. And it looks like this will be an offside call against Kansas City as Minnesota was able to move it across. And we enter into the final 20 minutes of this matchup between Sporting Kansas City, highly favored, down 3-0, against this young Minnesota United team. Kicked over center and then blocked away. Look at the fact that Sporting Kansas City's been a real powerhouse, but they had a rare missed playoffs last year. So maybe it's just not the same Sporting Kansas City team. Maybe they just didn't show up because they had a really good regular season here. As he tried to push that one in front, there's a shot, airmailed over the net. Airmailed over the net, and St. Clair will be happy about that, as there will be a substitution for Minnesota, their first of the game, and Alonso, who's had an excellent game, even though he did commit 2 penalties, Alonso will go off. And coming on is Dotson. Dotson, second-year man out of Oregon State, Seattle native. And if Minnesota can hold on for, it's going to be now only 18 minutes and then add stoppage time, it should be quite substantial. He'll go to his hometown to play for the Western Conference Championship. Lightly dropped the pass in. And then gone over to the line as well. That ball juggled, and then there will be a throw-in of some kind. That will be kicked loose past center, and then back to center. Off the line, rushing for some more room. Trying to create something. Had that simple pass taken away, but see, is there a penalty? No penalty coming up against Minnesota. This will be a goal kick. They call it the Renocio Molino Show, and R&M have really shown up. The Twin Missiles have done so well. This will be lightly kicked over close to center. And booted back off the right line. Tried to move past one. Tries to toe it there off the right. Circle passes for a chance in front, blocked away. And then kick there, and then blocked away. Minnesota will move it to center. Penalty coming up against Kansas City, calling handball or something. I was listening to it. They were talking about how Minnesota had a rocky expansion and Atlanta just coasted through. And it wasn't rocky at all. They made the playoffs. They had a great expansion. But when Atlanta won the championship and bested all of these the East teams and also bested the Red Bulls in possibly our greatest season that we ever had and really clamped down, Minnesota struggled in the first round against the Asian Galaxy teams. The thought was Minnesota wasn't for real, but boy, are they for real because Atlanta had a bad season. Now it feels like Minnesota's their time to shine as they are a win away. Well, not even a win. We are right now 15 minutes less than away from advancing to the conference final. Still going to finish business, though, here. As it went to center, and now Kansas City still working for that first goal. This crossed in front, and a great save. The ball was not behind the line again. He made sure. So, not an easy save, but he made sure that he did have it, even though it was somewhat of an easy save. It was looped up high, and he made sure because his toe was behind the line to make sure the ball was not, and the ball was not. Here comes Minnesota, Renato. He had 3 assists. Renato, actually, not Molino. He had 3 assists in the game in the first round against Colorado. He has 3 assists tonight against Kansas City, and he's the first player in league history ever to do that. So said I must have missed that stat. In the final 15 minutes, Minnesota scored 11 goals. Kansas City has scored 11 goals. Minnesota has conceded 4. They lead by 3. We are in the last 15. In fact, we're in the last 13, if you want to be specific on that. There's a lot of talking and a lot of just angry playing by Kansas City. They're very frustrated here. And Minnesota has just put the clamp down. They have just shown up. Espinoza is off. Fernandez is on. Maybe some more bench depth will help this Kansas City offense. Hopefully Minnesota can do what it has to do to finish things off. Espinoza right off the bench. Passes that in front. Well, back for Espinoza, who falls down and could not corral. And now Minnesota player is down, but he got back up. No penalty. Here comes Kansas City. This is a rolling ball. This one is skipping. It is turning. And skipping and turning is a Minnesota player down. He was tripped down. They will call a penalty against KC. Reynoso looks like he will be coming off soon as substitution, as he's played fantastic, but I don't want to keep too many guys down. And now he will be being substituted here. What a night he's had. And he's just going to have to watch for the final 11 minutes of this game. With his team leading 3-0, and he had 3 assists. He scored no goals today, but he had 3 assists on all 3 Minnesota goals. 3 points for the second straight playoff game. 10 assists in the final MLS games, including this game and the win over Colorado. On that big night he had against the Rapids, and as big as that game was, in their first ever playoff series win, how big this game is in the playoff series win, possibly against Kansas City. It skipped in front like the intercept, and that will be a penalty because he went in, tried to make the intercept. Yellow card. Oh God. It was physical, but I didn't think the yellow card should have been shown. There is a yellow card against Gasper, one of the substitutions, which isn't good. Just that they have to, well, maybe so. I mean, he was going to intercept the ball, but he didn't look at it. He just came in basically at a shoulder check. I guess so. I guess that's an okay call. Headed back again. We're in the final 10 minutes of this game until, well, not the final 10, obviously. It'll be stoppage. Let's see what happens stoppage time. As that you can never predict what happens in that. As it's kicked down away and headed over to center and then blocked back. The winner is going to play on Monday night. I will not be able to cover that game because I'll be covering I'll actually be covering, I think, 2 Monday Night Football games that'll be happening on that day. There'll be like an early one and a late one. And I'll have to cover both. I'll have to do both of those Monday Night Football games as that goes along, but not. So I won't be able to cover the soccer game, but I will definitely give updates as it goes along. Unless it's super early. But I don't think so. Sliding down. Minnesota player, another penalty against KC. Another one. It's Russell again. Johnny Russell, one of the top players, just has been having just a lot of problems. He's played well, but he's just not had all that he's needed to have. And then there's another, and there's now a penalty against Devasi, another yellow card. There's 3 yellow cards. But they have found a way to close things. KC looking for the cross. Not wanting their season end, which it might in a little bit more than 8 minutes. Cleared out. Here's a throw-in. Is kicked away and out. And the booing has really filled this crowd. This crowd is expecting a big Kansas City win and on to Seattle. And if they had played Seattle, this game would be at home. And a yellow card on a tackle there. That's another Hairston. That is another Minnesota player that gets a yellow card. They're not – no yellow cards given on Kansas City players. 4 have been given. 4 different players. No red cards, but 4 different players. Minnesota players. KC keeps it in. This will be a cross to the outside. Headed up. Then crossed in the middle. Taken away off that stretch pass to the side again. And a big hit on Kansas City here. Because now the game's getting a little grimier and it's a lot more physical again, just like it started. It is kicked up there, blocked in front, another block, and kept defensively. Then blocked again and intercepted. And here comes Molino. Molino holding, pass in front, and that's airmailed. A little bit less on it. It would have been 4-0. That headed back to the goal. LeClaire will pick it up. Less than 5 minutes left till stoppage time. Said there hasn't been really chances for them to get back in the game. I feel like there have been chances for Kansas City to get back in the game. I think I felt like, okay, here, they've got the ball at the side. They're going to cross it, and then it's going to go in. They've had chances. They just haven't been able to qualify. They've had a ton of chances where they're just sitting there right at the goal, but just they've not been able to execute. And for the first 15 to 20 minutes of this second half, oh, my goodness, the block shots helping the goalie, St. Clair, also made a few saves as well. Really helped. There comes KC in again. Tommy Russell passes to the side. Great block. Great tackle. Fantastic tackle. Minnesota defender. This ball will bounce. Not out of bounds. Out. Finally will. It just went off of a toe. Minnesota, that was cleared a lot better. Definitely would have been something to see. Another substitution. Molino will not get the hat trick here because he's coming off. He's had a fantastic night. 5 multi-goal games in MLS season, the most. Any player. And he will go to the bench. Will go a substitute. Hayes will come on. And the Minnesota fans that are here are very appreciative of Molino's work. So the second of the Minnesota Missiles. And we'll take a seat. All over to the line. Kicked back again and then fell down. A guy that's had a lot of injury issues. He's quite fast, but not very physical. But he found a way to be skilled and also be a tough player. And in this game, that's all come out to fruition. 2 goals. In the game, that second goal, especially quite athletic one, with the tap in right in front. And that great pass by Ronaldo. So this pass is going to find its way to St. Clair's. Got to get away. He'll scoop it up. This will be crossed in and headed away. Kansas City looking for more. Pass in front. Now have a shot blocked. Oh, that one went high. That one hits. That one hit a lot of different things because the goalie was down. It didn't hit him, but it hit a bunch of, I think it hit a Minnesota head and then went out. So this will be a Kansas City corner as we are 20 seconds away from stoppage time. It's looped in front. That shot blocked. Then crossed in front again, looking for a head. Good defensive play to get out. Positioning. We'll play to the corner, and then we'll shoot it back. Legged out away and kept over to the middle. 3 added minutes of time. This will roll to center. Minnesota would like to allot and bleed time off the clock. Use that word because of what it would describe. Just like drain it out, not just let it flow off. But they feel comfortable with this 3-0 lead. Headed over to the goal, and St. Clair will keep on. Headed back off the line. And yeah, December 12th, that's the big day. That's Saturday. That's going to be the MLS Cup final. I'll be streaming that. Last game of the season between everyone, obviously. The championship on the line. One game to decide it all. To see if it's in Seattle, if it's in Minnesota or Columbus. It will not be in New England as being the 8th seed. There's no chance to get the home field, but they could win a championship, which that's probably more pressing for them. This will be dumped over to the corner and then booted back to their goalie. Final minute in this game. Minnesota has sealed it up, so now really this game is quite over, which is awesome. And now it is just the race for shutout from Leclerc. They've got a 2-on-1 and blocked away. Devasi will kick this out. It's kept at center, which we'll use for Kansas City. See if they can get in here. This is kicked to the corner. This ball will roll out, and it will be a Kansas City throw-in. We're in the final 15 seconds. And a free kick for Kansas City. Hairston gets brought up. Year's up. We're at 93 minutes, which is where the clock would stop, but they're not going to blow the 3 whistles until we've got this free kick and it's, ready away that this is not going to be a goal-scoring play. Here's the whistle, and corner this one high, out of play. It goes out of bounds, and that didn't work. The final whistles. It's over. Minnesota vanquishes Kansas City. 3 unanswered goals in a 13-minute span from the 26th minute to the 39th minute in the first half. Molino with 2 goals, 3 assists for Reynoso. Big showing of the Minnesota Missiles, and Minnesota United will advance to their first Western Conference final ever. They'll advance to play Seattle on Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. New England will play Columbus in the Eastern Conference final. So that'll be Sunday night. There's Monday night. Minnesota advances to the Major League Soccer Western Conference final to play the defending champs. All right, I'll see you on Monday for a bunch of. Actually, no, I'll see you on Saturday for Texas A&M and Auburn. Happy hockey, everybody. Good night, everybody.